Yeah. Once again, this is Femi Ogedengbe, a Nigerian living in USA. Please, I would want you to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, Olufemi Ogedengbe, and then turn on the notifications so that you can encourage me to start this channel proper. I just want to talk about a whole lot of things happening around the world and how it affects Africans, particularly my country, Nigeria. You see, I want to pick it from this COVID-19 issue. Africa and the entire world have been on lockdown for going to 2 months now. We have all been on lockdown. Even if it has happened before, it has never been like this, and we, this generation, we have not witnessed it. We never imagined that, the entire world could agree to lockdown. So, like I was saying, we never imagined that a day will come where the entire world leaders will agree that the world should be shut down. And that is what we'll be going through. Yes, some countries are able to, subsidize the effects of this lockdown on their citizens, while most countries are too poor to even think of anything like that. And some are shamelessly parading themselves to be doing the same thing other countries are doing. But if you see the palliatives, you just laugh, because a lot of people are truly, truly hungry. But the question I want to ask is, can't we see that a lot of people are playing games with this particular disease outbreak? There's a lot of conspiracy going on, conspiracy theory as to how, why, when, where, and all that, this COVID-19, how it happened. Some people do not even have a hand in how it came to be, but they took advantage of it to victimize other people. They saw opportunity to make money, opportunity to position themselves economically, opportunity to put others beneath their feet. Where I'm driving at is this. A lot of people are beginning to look, we are all in this problem together. People are dying by their thousands in every country, but some countries are still telling you that they want to offer help to you. What kind of help will you get from somebody who has lost well over 80,000 lives as against your own less than 500 people? You can't offer to help me put out the fire in my kitchen when the entire house, your own entire house, is on fire. You are struggling to put out the small fire that is just starting out in my kitchen. There must be a reason why you are offering to help leave your burning house. You want to put out the fire that is just starting in my kitchen. The whites have never, all the relationship we have kept with the whites from time immemorial have never been designed to favor the black man. And trust me, it is eye service for any white man to claim to love you, because everything, even capitalist business, you see, the world is such a place where The moment the constituted authority agrees on anything, it becomes legal. It doesn't matter whether that thing is morally right or wrong. You see, every country have strategy to deal with every issue that happens to them. And trust me, all these countries across the world, they have master plans to deal with this COVID-19 because it's a threat to every country. No one is excluded. So everybody have their game plan, from China, where it is speculated to have started from, to United States that it has been to Italy, all the European countries, and then the African countries. This thing has happened to everybody. Everybody is running heter-skelter, planning, going into their drawing board to look at a master plan to get out of it. And trust me, they will not spare a scapegoat to make sure that they get out of it and then help other people to be neck deep in this problem. Because finally, if it comes to that, all that will happen is that the borders will be closed. Once I know that I am true, I have lesser cases of COVID-19, I will just establish new laws that will not allow new cases to come into my country. Shikena. So I don't know why Africans will expect Chinese, will expect the whites to leave their own problem and come over to you to help. The World Health Organization, the United Nations, all these people have designed every relationship with Africa to benefit themselves. That is the reason why I was thinking that Africans will come together and charge our medical practitioners to come up with a potent solution, a potent herb that could cure this problem. And then if they get it, the entire African continent will come together to certify, even if it's 400 different herbal remedies. Let it go through the African controlled laboratories to check if these things are what the creators claim it is. Anyone they found that is not working, they can, certify it null and void. The one that they found to be working, they can approve it so that the entire Africa will embrace it. Why do we always think that anything that belongs to us, it's not okay? It is only the ones that comes from the white people or the ones certified by the white that is okay. Look at everything, our education today. By now, I was thinking that the people who have gone out to study under these white people, under their education, will come back to Africa and say, oh, let's draw up a new curriculum for every level of education, so that you will know that no, Mungo Park did not discover Africa, but what we have taken until tomorrow we are still taking is that Mungo Park discovered Africa. Mungo Park actually met people in Africa, people that welcomed him. We know long before Mungo Park came here, Benin Empire has existed, Ife has existed. A lot of African empires were in existence before Mungo Park or Landa brothers came to Africa. But yet, they still make you believe that their own is the ultimate. Look at France. The relationship France is keeping with their African countries. It is like a parasite that has refused to leave its host. Forceful relationship that benefits the French alone, and you continue to be in and whatever they say. Imagine the Nigerian Senate trying to pass a law that will make it mandatory for every Nigerian to be vaccinated. When you have not discussed it with the Nigerians, it was on the second reading. What kind of evil is that? Because you sat with Mr. Vaccine, what's his name? Bill Gates. Let me tell you, these Bill Gates and the rich people of the world, they believe that to make money, you must find solution to a problem. And the world has gotten to that point where, you know, with technology, with computer knowledge, wisdom that God, even, I don't know if it's Satan that has given them that wisdom, they have come to that point where there is no problem, they create problem just to increase their wealth. Because normally, the teachings we hear from motivational speakers around the world is that for you to be a rich man, you must find solution to a problem. But these people don't even wait for problems again. They create problem and then bring the solution which has already been existed in their lab, in their kitchen, in their evil factories. They will now bring it out to solve the problem they have created. And that is my belief for the likes of even the AIDS. The charity in Africa is a fraud. They keep telling the world that Africa is poor. Africa is poor. That is why they are in Africa. But these people are in Africa to milk Africa. This is the time for you African leaders to wake up. You African scholars. Why is it that a lot of people, we have very intelligent people in Africa, but we have not been able to apply the intelligence to better the lives of an African man? Why is it that the Chinese people will lend money to Africa today? The money they are supposed to use to better the Chinese country, they will lend it to Africa today. When they lend such monies to Africa, it means that the future generation of Africans are owing the future generations of China, or Chinese as we call it. Why must we continue to mortgage the life of our unborn children? Why can't a few people in Africa stand up and form, if possible, form alliance, come together and channel a new cause, a different way of reasoning for the entire Africa? Because this crop of leaders we have in Africa, it seems from one length of Africa to the other length, they all reason alike. Everybody is for himself and for today. Nobody is planning for tomorrow. We just want to eat up everything we have today. They have told us most African countries, we produce the best in agriculture in the 80s, in the 70s. Somehow, they have made you to understand that your own is not working. Anything you own, anything Africa own, and the world needs that thing. The world, they are in lab working to see how they can substitute that thing that belongs to Africa. And that is exactly what is happening in the area of crude oil. Now the world no longer needs crude oil because they have achieved success in the area of electric car. Very soon, maybe our leaders who depended so much on fuel, they will start drinking it like wine because nobody is asking again. Look at, I read somewhere back in the days, that the world can no longer afford a developed and industrialized Africa. You have industrialized yourself with the wealth of Africa, with everything, our labor, our wealth, our resources. You have industrialized the Western countries. But now you are beginning to tell me about ozone layer and the pollution of air and this thing. So because of that, the world cannot afford an industrialized Africa. Who says that? A lot of things. Our leaders, they go into negotiation. You can see the president of America, even before he became the president, he prides himself as an excellent negotiator, excellent deal maker. Why don't we have such deal makers as leaders in Africa? When we talk, some people says we don't have, some people we think we don't have sense. And everybody, it seems that we are all about talk in the black. In fact, I don't know how to put it. Only God can lead us. Please, tell your leaders to stay away from these white people. We should stop our relationship with them. We should stop borrowing money from these people. When Chinese or Indian or all these people borrow money, lend money to us, they go back, they come to your country, they hire themselves in your country. I even heard that China are beginning to even create their own police force to protect their interests in African continents. They are buying up lands to farm. What happened to African farmers? Why don't African business leaders encourage young Africans to farm? Because let me tell you, above technology, above industries, above every other thing that makes life easy for humanity, feeding, food is number one. And food, God has blessed Africa with fertile land. God has blessed Africa with the best lands for farming. Why did we stop farming? Africa was the home of, for crops and anything farm back in the 60s, 70s, and early 80s. All of a sudden, there's no cocoa in Nigeria. There's no palm oil in Nigeria. There's no cassava in Ghana. There's no... All these things that existed in African countries has been exported to other countries. They do it better than us today. Dubai made a conscious effort to turn a desert to a developed trade center, and they achieved it under 20 years. Why can't African people make such conscious effort to be different? Why must we always be carry cap in hands and run after people who have enslaved us for 300 years for 400 years with chain, and now they are beginning to enslave us with commerce and technology? Only God will help Africa. My name is Femi Ogedengbe. Subscribe to this channel. Touch the notification bell. A lot of other discussion will be coming. I always talk on my IG page. It is Femi_Ogedengbe. Femi_Ogedengbe on IG. God bless you. See you